aloha. You can call me Craw. Tonight we are playing more of LEGO Bionicle Heroes. For those who aren't familiar with the game, this is a game that Traveler's Tales developed between LEGO Star Wars 2 and LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga. Which is reason it's part of our LEGO Star Wars playthrough. It's not like most other LEGO games. First off, this game is played as a third-person shooter. There are no gold bricks. Yeah, it's very interesting to play. I'm enjoying it very much, particularly because I don't know much about the genre of them. So we're playing. I apologize that we started about 20 minutes late for the stream. I generally like to start at 7 o'clock Eastern, but unfortunately there was always things outside of your control, things that you can't deal with. My kids had Little League, and we did that, and came home and we got stuff done. I'm gonna turn on the fan. It's getting a little hot in here. It's also pouring outside now. Literally, we got home and it started pouring on us. But still a little musty, still a little humid. So let's get into the game, let's get into the fun, and I just realized I should turn on my chat. There we go. A little more haggard trying to get everything ready today. We had a couple follows. Alright, let's do this. Let's get into the game. I don't want to... Not that I'm wasting time talking. It's just more of... Like, I like to give 2 hours of gameplay. I like 2 hours of gameplay. This is our best way to do it. Let's get into the LEGO games. This is how slow I am right now. I don't even have the game.
Yeah, alright.
Aloha, Lone Wolf. How are you doing, my friend? Welcome into the stream. Mahalo for the host. Aloha, people who are coming over here from Lone Wolf's channel. Let's start. How are you doing, my friend? Also, Lone Wolf, how was your stream? I saw that you were streaming earlier today. I didn't get to catch it. I was in and out of stuff. I'm glad you're well. But it looked like you were cooking up something delicious. It's always good to hear that you're cooking up something good. I didn't get to get into it, unfortunately, so I apologize that I didn't get to get into it and watch your stream. But I definitely caught that you were streaming. There it goes. And this needs to go up, too. Oh. There it goes. Ah, yeah. Quick midweek meal of chicken fajita. I do enjoy chicken fajita wraps. I, like everyone else, enjoy chicken fajitas. Although I don't think you have to say chicken fajita wraps. Everyone gets what chicken fajita is. Alright, I already have everything I need. Alright, where were we? We have 4 levels over here in Vizox. None in Riddix. And none in Thox. I thought we did more. I thought we did more. Oh well, I guess I haven't. My day's going alright, you know? I'm not gonna lie. I've had... you know, I'm feeling a little burnt out, not from streaming, but just in life in general. I think coronavirus has finally worn me down to the part where I'm... Man, that's loud. Worn me down to the part where I'm just like, ugh, about anything that is not an absolute necessity at this point. But I think everyone is at that point, you know? Everyone's kind of like, anytime you make an ask, and oh, I'm a hollow for that. I think anytime someone is like trying to get you to do something that's above and beyond the bare minimum, you're just like, nope. Who else do I have? I mean, I still don't know who half these people are, but I definitely am starting to understand how this game works. Which is more than I could say when I first started playing. No, I want this guy. I mean, it doesn't really matter who I have. All my people are invincible. Go back and get all these other things. Alright, so that didn't get me any people I didn't already start the level with. That's embarrassing. Yeah, no, I know what Bionicle is, but like, okay, right. This is the best way to think about it. Let's say you never watched Star Wars, and you had to like play Lego Star Wars, and you just were like, who is this Han Solo, and why do I care about Han Solo? What has Han Solo ever done for me? Right? And you give it no backstory about why these people do what these things they do, right? Like, why does this person shoot this laser versus this person who shoots a fireball versus this person which fires a different type of fireball? None of it makes any sense to me. Like, why does the gold guy be the guy who can move them? Right? Like, answer me that. Let me know the answer. If you know the answer, why does the gold guy get to be the guy that does that? The Lego building stuff. What in his backstory makes, like, I understand why Jar Jar Binks gets to be the person who jumps really high in the Lego Star Wars games, is because everyone hates Jar Jar Binks, and no one would be him if they didn't give him a special ability. That makes sense. I feel like there was an area back here I should have done. Okay, so that is definitely the exit. So I see a little arrow telling me to go that way. They're more complicated to build, in my opinion, too. Kind of simpler, too, with the instructions. Guys with the parts in it. I play a Jar Jar, but I mean, you're weird. Yes, well, we appreciate your weirdness. Part of your charm. It's what makes you you. Look at that. I'm collecting coins or brickheads or whatever those things are. Got him. Aloha, Rods. Welcome back into the channel. How are you doing today? Oh, and before I saw Night Owl pop in. Aloha, Night Owl. How are you doing, my friend? Good to have you in the chat. All right, let's go this way. I mean, it doesn't matter who I am because I'm invincible at this point. Your puny weapons can't harm me. Hero mode. Which is like invincible on top of being invincible. Ooh. There it goes. That's what I like to see. I'm fine. Just 3 to stream on while getting ready for school, even though I'm about an hour late. Well, 1, don't be late for school. It's important to be on time. But 2, good to have you, even if you're here for a brief period of time. Greatly appreciate hanging out. Especially if you're doing it before you're learning. What is that up there? Can I aim? I can't do anything with that. Okay. Let's get back to this guy. Alright. Now we can walk through here. We're doing great. First time going 3 days in a row in 5 weeks. Hey, there you go, right? It's all about baby steps. I should know. All right. There it goes. Yeah, that's the one to shoot, because he can shoot quickly, and he blows stuff up. Right, like all of his shots are blowing things up right now. That's my guy. Oh, the red guy he's got some good firepower. What's the red guy's name? Not like you're doing any work. Well, you know, you get small victories, right? Right, like so I'm in Weight Watchers, right? So I can lose some weight. I know that just like kills Lone Wolf to hear that I want to lose weight, but I do. Right, and there are weeks that I am much better about my diet and eating healthier and stuff like that. And then there are weeks where I'm not. But even the weeks where I'm not, I'm still going to attend my weekly meetings, or my daily meetings actually at this point, and work the program. Oh, I don't have his ability yet to do that, whatever his ability is. I'm going to have to come back and do this level. So you have to go back there to get that whatchamacallit one. The plus symbol. So yeah, no, I mean, 1, it's good if you do the work. This is another one where I gotta get to the plus. Yeah, this is the best guy. He's got the most rapid fire weapon. Got it. I don't know the names in the Bionicles non-movies. I got some people to shoot Lone Wolf, but I am acknowledging that he's said something. But I know they're not connected to some sort of element, possibly due to when they were born or grown up. Not entirely sure, but the colors usually represent the elements, like Pokemon. So white does ice powers, blue has water, green nature, plants, brown is earth, tan is sand, gray black is dark energy, and gold is light energy. Oh, there you go. All right, so here's my thoughts on why it's good to do the work, Night Owl, because, like, believe me, I absolutely get what you're talking about, right? I am a slacker, and I've always been a slacker, and there's a lot of things in my life that would be better if I wasn't such a slacker, and I think that me not learning that work ethic earlier in life really has hampered me from where I could be versus where I actually am. So that would be the only thing I could say to what you just said. In terms of, I don't have that guy. I don't have that guy. I can't switch to him. So that would be the only word I would. And I recognize at the end of the day, you're going to work as hard as you want to work. Right? I'm not trying to tell you to do anything. That's just the only word of advice I can give you as a 42-year-old dad about why you should do your school homework. Because you can get by on life without knowing things and with, just, not a lot of work ethic. There's always ability to do that, right? But if you really want to maximize... No, I don't want that guy. I want that. See, like, if I wasn't so invincible, this would be probably killed me by now. Because I'm not doing a very good job at all about, like, doing anything. Like, there's no strategy at this point. I'm just shooting everything I can shoot. Aloha, Coded. How are you doing, my good friend? Ladies and gentlemen, we got Coded in the house. If you don't know Coded, you're really missing out on one of my top-notch favorite streamers. I always feel like I go into Coded's chat and I'm with friends. Like, I honestly I have that feeling that I'm hanging out with people who I've hung out with for many, many years, despite the fact that I don't think I've known Coded for 6 months yet. So, check out Coded, get that feeling, and enjoy yourselves. I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. I'm still kind of burnt out from coronavirus and life, but I'm getting to a better place mentally where I can feel like I'm gonna be able to, like, do things that aren't the bare minimum. I got hero mode just in time to lose hero mode. That's disappointing. That's probably why they threw all those guys at me, so I can get hero mode. And not guys, like the robots were masculine, just more guys as in a generic term, which I know is not probably the best term for that. There we go. I love that sound. I don't know if you guys heard the sound as well as I did when it was, like, putting together the little Lego flower, but it made it seem like it was metal. It had, like, that sound of, like, metal sliding on metal, and I was 100% there for that. I was like, it's plastic. It's supposed to sound like plastic sliding on plastic. But go you, Lego group. Did I get the virus? It's just the whole issue. I am vaccinated. I think it's just more of, like I held it together for, like, the first 15 months of coronavirus. And now it's like, now that things are just starting to open back up, it's like I'm finally acknowledging how tough it was, as opposed to grinning and bearing it, because I tend to be that way. I tend to be very much a Pollyanna person. I remember one time I was talking with a coworker of mine, Sherry, and she asked me how I was doing. I was like, oh, I'm having a good time. And she looks at me and goes, I've known you for 4 years, You have never not answered, I'm having a good time, when I've asked you, how are you doing? And she said it just like blunt, like she wasn't like doubting me, but just I tend to be very Pollyanna, right? That's just how I roll. Always look on the bright side of life, as they said at the end of the movie I'm named after. And so I feel like I held on, like I feel like everyone went through like their 5 stages of grief with coronavirus, right? And all those things. And I just didn't. I didn't process it properly. And now that it's kind of over, I'm just kind of like, this is kind of ending now. Great. Right? Like, I processed so many other things that I was dealing with in the past year. You know, politics in America, which, you know, I'll go into if people want to open that can of worms. But, yeah, I just think when I finally started to acknowledge how tough coronavirus really was on me emotionally, I couldn't help but be burnt out. I couldn't help but acknowledge what that was like. Alright, where are we gonna do? Oh, there it is. No, I didn't have the Johnson & Johnson one. What did, oh yeah, because Coda said COVID. There you go. Yeah. I had the Pfizer. I'm Team Pfizer gang. But yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people went through that, right? They just were like holding it together. They were doing the things that they felt they had to do. I probably don't need all these things, but until I have like gotten everything, I'm just gonna continue to shoot everything and collect every Bionicle piece. It's just, it was funny because I was talking with a friend of mine. We were talking about Lego speedrunning. We were talking about Lego Dimensions, my absolute favorite Lego game. And we found out the record for speedrunning Lego Dimensions is 5 hours. And I'm like, I'm not saying I'm great at it, but I don't feel like that is an impossible to break record, right? Like, when I think about Episode 1, Level 1 of Star Wars The Complete Saga, and 20 seconds, completing that in 20 seconds, but 5 hours for Lego Dimensions? I think that's doable. So we were talking about like what I would have to do to train for that, to be able to break that 5 hour mark. And one of the interesting things was it was like that compulsion when you play Lego games to get every brick, to destroy every little thing, to do that. That would be the biggest barrier for me. If you're just running through, you're not worrying about 100%ing, how hard is it really? Alright, how am I going to get through here? There's the door over there. Nope. There's the door. I was wondering where the door was. But yeah, I think that's where I'm at mentally. I'm finally coming to terms with how rough coronavirus really was on me and what I need to do to like accept how it affected me. Because I think that's the thing. It's for so many people when you talk about mental health and you talk about ooh. Right? You have to be honest with the way it affected you. And I just hadn't been. Which is why I'm burned out. Hero mode. Holla at your mama. Alright, here we go. Alright, this is where we're supposed to go. Cool. Yeah. But I'm not burned out on streaming. If anyone's worried like, oh, is Crawl burned out on streaming? No, I'm not burned out on streaming. Because I think, again, it comes down to what is your motivation for doing these things in life? And so when you think about the things that cause you the stress, when you think about streaming, right? Streaming doesn't cause me stress. My motivation to stream is entirely my own, right? I stream for myself and my own journey as a communicator. Therefore, as long as I always keep that first and foremost, it's going to be much harder for me to get stressed out than for a lot of other people. Everyone has their motivations in life. That was a big boom. Those Bionicle creatures, they look like they have teeth. I remember building a few of them as a kid. The sets were so cool. On top of the head was clear plastic. Yeah, no, we've got a ton of Bionicle. And now that I'm done with the Lego Dimensions restoration project, my next kind of like thing that I felt like we need to do is like really get that guy can jump up there. Look at that. Really get all the Bionicle stuff together and let the kids, like, hey kids, this is Bionicle. This is what you can do. Create your own people. Here's all the parts. Here are the elements, the Lego elements you need to put together Bionicle. And just let them have fun creating it. Because I'm never going to do anything with Bionicle, those pieces, right? I'm not saying I'm, like, better than Bionicle. I'm just saying, like, I don't see how it fits into my current Lego MOCs. Like, we're not going to get rid of the Bionicle stuff. But I feel like maybe it could be something that my kids really get into. Like, I don't know how the Bionicle could work with my Winter Village. I want you. Wow. Maybe I'll restore a couple Bionicle sets just for you, Lone Wolf. If I can figure out how to know which Bionicle sets I have. I just blew that guy to smithereens. Nope, that's what I wanted to do. There it goes. What's this gonna be? Oh, it's a rail shooter level. These are always exciting. They can be like Lego human android friends, and toothy ones can be the little pets. That is a good joke from Aloha the Bot. It's a top-notch one. Oh, this is like... Well, how do I get down there? I want to go down there. See, these rail shooter levels, again, this is unique to Lego. There aren't too many Lego games with that type of play element, which is what is making me enjoy this so much. It's a very unique Lego game. Uh-oh. You have a joke for me you heard the other day. Please tell us the joke. Maybe I'll even teach Aloha to bot the joke. I'm actually getting hurt now. This is very weird to me. I'm not like obliterating everything. I had a pair of racing snails. I removed the shells to make them, they became more sluggish. That's a good one. You have to restore hero mode. There we go. Let's open that up. I got all 5 of the silver canisters, yo. Hero mode is in his house. Why can't I go over those? That's very disconcerting to me. See, once I trigger hero mode, I can now come over and I can do that. That one's a good one. See, I need to trigger hero mode a 3rd time. Need to get that heart because I need some more health. I mean, the boss battles are pretty intense compared to normal Lego games. Got me something else I'm missing. Like, seriously, this is way more intense. Hold on, my wife is calling me. What's up? All right, hold on. I have to go get my dog. My dog is freaking out because of the storm. Be right back.
Dad will be right back.
Dad will be right back.
He might use the bathroom.
He might get a snack.
He He might move Audrey.
He might move Sam to his bedroom.
He might move Maggie.
He might go to get a snack or a drink in 5 minutes.
He might be right back in 1 minute or
2 minutes.
3 minutes,
4 minutes.
5 minutes,
6 minutes.
7 minutes,
8 minutes.
9 minutes,
10 minutes.
or an hour. If you see a streamer's name pop up in the chat, he might come to rate someone.
He might just come to go. He might just come to go to the bathroom also. And please don't say he needs to go poop.
And I was ready for the grand finale, and we all shout, he's gonna be right back.
He's gonna be right back.
Dad will be right back.
Dad will be right back.
He might use the bathroom.
He might get a snack.
He might move Audrey.
All right, Maggie is really freaking out, y'all. Oh, the bags. So she's just going to sit with me for a little bit. We'll see how all this works. Oh, no. I can't go up here. Or can I? I got something up over there I can shoot. Nope. Oh, there, I got up a higher level. Well, that's where I came in. There, okay, cool. Thank you guys. I needed you to come back so I could blow you up. I need my hero mode. There it goes. Yeah, she is really freaked out right now with this storm. Alright, so I did something. Oh. Come on. That's the problem. It's like, I gotta hit everyone else. And they're like hiding behind rocks. I gotta get that guy. When he doesn't have the infinity. Oh, I got him, luckily. Oh, I lost the Mask of Fire, everyone. Oh well. It's not the end of the world to lose the Mask of Fire. Got him. Got him. We got him, Maggie. We got him, Maggie. Here, why don't we turn around so everyone can see your pretty, pretty Maggie face. I know. Hold on. There you go. More shooting to do. What am I doing? Oh. Oh, I just had to go get the head. You want to go down into your crate? You want to go in the crate? I can put you down and you can go in the crate. There you go. Here, let me close the window. That way it's a little quieter in here. Hopefully that calms her down. Yeah, she's struggling with the rain. Yeah, I know, Lone Wolf. I know you went there. Ooh, I got all 5 of the silver canisters that level. I don't think I got all the... I got 1 gold. Yeah, she's freaking out. We're having a big rainstorm, thunderstorm right now, and she's just freaked out. But at least she's in her crate now. Ooh, I unlocked a new character, Vora Hawk. Up. There you go. Ooh. Desert outpost complete. Now we can go back up. We can buy some more stuff. Let's see. Fully upgraded whoever this guy is. Q-Kill. Naparu. Excavate ability. Alright. Let's see what I want to make sure everyone's got the middle one upgraded. Oh, see this guy needs, I need to upgrade here. I upgraded everyone's armor. Alright, there we go. Fully upgraded. Fully upgraded. Alright. Alright, now everyone's middle one is all set. So let's work on the last one. I need 5,000 for the last one. I only have 3,000. Oh well. Okay. Aloha Roz. How was the game while you were away? Well, you know, I'm kicking it. It's a good game. I mean, I'm learning it, the mythology behind it. And yeah, that's what we're doing. We're learning mythology behind it. Let's get back into this. We're in the desert. Alright, so this is the one we just did. And now we need to do this one. The Bleak Refinery. Yeah, we got time to do the Bleak Refinery. All right. I'm gonna have to find out, like, who the other people are. Like, this guy, I know I haven't defeated 100 odd people with. So I want to just make sure that I get as many of those little, like, other little discs. It's just like, it takes so long to shoot a second shot. Right, like that dude moved so far between the time I shot him. Got him, finally. But I just feel like I need to get more kills with this guy. Whoever this is. Because clearly there's going to be like bonus points for killing. Right? Like I noticed it was like 100 kills with this person, 120 kills with this person, 500 kills with this person. And I think it's the people that I mostly use. So I need to start using some of these other people in situations where I'm not just like up against 1,000 baddies at once. All right, cool. Get one of those silver canisters, yo. Like, I mostly use that guy to build stuff. So he needs to get his kill on, too. So is anyone else watching Handmaid's Tale? I just gotta ask if anyone else is watching Handmaid's Tale. If you're not watching Handmaid's Tale, it's okay. I'm not gonna like not be your friend because you don't watch Handmaid's Tale. I just, you know, it's literally the best show on television right now. Literally. I would say that's another thing I've done recently that I think has been helping with like my mental health and like the feeling of being burnt out. It's like, again, I'm not saying Twitch is burning me out at all, but I feel like so much of like watching other television, I think has been really good for me lately. Right? Like not just finding a streamer who's on, finding a streamer that I like. And if I can't find a streamer that I like that I want to watch in that moment in time, being like, I'm going to watch something on Netflix. Right? So I've been watching a little more Star Trek, which is good. I love Star Trek. Alright, we're going to blow stuff up with this person for a while. But I think that's what happens so oftentimes. We get in ruts where we're kind of doing the same thing over and over and over again. It's that neural pathway that gets so comfortable, right? And getting out of it just requires you to ask yourself, walk a new path, form a new path. So that's what it is. We do things because it's the least resistance, right? It's the least challenging. We want that comfort that comes from being on that path that we've walked 1,000 times before. And there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Okay, so that was where it needed to go. Okay. And that's why there's so much comfort in playing games you've played so many times before. So much comfort in like hanging out in a stream. Again, nothing wrong with that. I just feel like, for me recently, watching a little Star Trek Next Generation, not that bad of an idea. Alright, so I need to get to the white person and bring back over here. Oh, I can't switch because I'm on the water. I was like, why can't I switch? Got you. Missed you. But it's okay. Nope. Got you. Like, it's a one-shot kill. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate it. It's just... you have to, like, time your shot. Alright, hold still. Got you. That was your problem. You held still. Yeah, I think that's one of the appealing things about Twitch for so many people is the consistency, is the hero mode. Oh, I gotta switch to white to be able to get that shot anyway, yeah. So we'll have to remember, when we get white, come back to this. Hopefully it's not like all the way at the end that we're gonna get it switched. Ugh. Boom, boom. Uh-oh. We got some more rooms to blow up, guys. Gals. Days. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go right for the hero mode. Before we do anything else, just do hero mode. Right? And I think that got rid of all the people. And there's the white mask. Alright, let's go back. Alright, let's just go back to... Red is fat. Oh. Red is the fastest one, I think. I can't go back? Oh, that's a rip-off. But I have the white mask now. That's disappointing. Yes, ask away, Lone Wolf. I love questions. Questions mean I don't have to think about what I want to say. Questions mean I can just say shit. I mean, unless you ask me like something I don't want to answer, then I have to think about it. But you know, I doubt you would do that to me. Ooh. There we go. We already have hero mode, which is a good thing. Say before your wife is a doctor, what kind of doctor is she? What does she specialize in? Specific field? Is she a surgeon, primary care? The patients often seem to be referring to specialists. So my wife is actually a psychologist. She is her PsyD. And her dissertation was on self-harm in adolescent females. So that's what her specialty was. And now she sees a variety of people. She has her own private practice. Oh, that wasn't... I thought for some reason that would be like a... Oh no, it's over here. That's a good joke, isn't that, Para? Boom shakalaka. Uh-oh. Yeah. I'm glad. I actually got that one from a dad on Instagram. I was very excited to get that one. Alright, how do I get across? Alright, let me just switch to someone who can shoot things quicker. Oh yeah, I could jump with that guy. What was I thinking? it's good to blow things up. Alright, now let's go do the hero mode. Oh, sorry. I missed getting all of the technique pieces. I always feel like technique is an underappreciated Lego set type. And so much of like the bigger Lego stuff really owes a foundational support structure to technique. I don't have that mask. What was cool? I did something cool? You lie. Cha-ching. There we go. Oh, I can blow those up too? Look at all those pieces I've left on the table. There it goes. Boom. There it goes. I mean, it's nice to blow things up with one shot. Even if you walk a lot slower in the process. And you have to wait like 10 seconds between each shot. Silver canister. Bum, 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 bum. I mean, this game has got a rocking beat. It's just not as good as the soundtrack for Shady Part of Me. Shady Part of Me, best soundtrack of a game I played this year. Bar none. Is the music as repetitive for you guys as it is for me? I I mean, I generally like to play the game's music, but this is like the first time I've been like, dude, maybe I should get Harris Heller's. Ooh. First time I'm using this special skill. That was cool. Alright, now we can go through here. There it goes. I wish you got points for blowing up inanimate objects in terms of like kills. Wow, you killed that box. Great job. Congratulations, you blew up a box. It is so hot right here. The humidity is getting to me, y'all. This is my first time streaming up here in the summer, by the way. It's not even summer yet. Oh, there we go. We got silver canister. At this point last year, I still was a Just Dance streamer in my basement. Crushing it. It was the good old days, right, Para? Where am I going? I probably have something to do with that orb. I got that gold pile to get to. There we go. Ah, I know. Those are good old times. Alright, I think this might actually be that for the level. Level complete, y'all. Oh. It was an emergency test for my work. That's what my phone was. Oh, I got multiple gold canisters this level. Multiple ones. There we go. Black Finery completed. 50, whatever those guys are. Hey, are you donating your points, Lone Wolf? Right? That's the first thing we gotta do. I don't feel people are donating their points enough anymore. Alright, let's get back to upgrading these guys. People. 100%. 100%. I love that I have to say yes. Push up. Aloha again. Roz. Roz is my biggest Aloha fan, I swear. Always brings the good Aloha content. Spreading that spirit. Greatly appreciate that. Alright. Well, we'll get there eventually, I think. I mean, we're at... How are we at? We have 3 days left, y'all. We have 66,000. I don't know if we're going to pull it off in time. I mean, it's not like I'm just going to keep extending it. I mean, I totally am. Alright, let's get back down. Let's do the next level, y'all. Back down here into... Oh, I did 3 or 4 on this person's. Let's finish up Abak's Stronghold. That's why I was like, I swear I'm further over than I am. Alright, so cool. Oh my gosh, who was this lady that you met? Always good to meet another person spreading that Aloha spirit. Oh man, I'm gonna have to kill a bunch of people because I gotta get to hero mode ASAP. I feel like I'm just destroying stuff right now. I finally have cleaned everyone out point-wise. There we go, let's pull that black piece out. That was important. Stop doing this cutscene. Where's the gold? On my way, non-people who are gold. Womp womp. I'm not getting what this is doing. Like, they keep showing me that cutscene. I don't think they know what that cutscene means. Aloha, Sam. How are you doing? What's the joke?
The joke that you put on stream this night.
Oh, okay. So the question is, what's the difference between the black eyed peas and chickpeas?
Oh. What is it?
You don't know? Well, let's type it in here. Black-eyed peas. Black-eyed peas can sing you a song. Chickpeas can only hummus one.
I don't get it.
Hummus is a food made out of chickpeas. Black-eyed peas is a band. And then we also had as our other one, which maybe you'll get this one or not. I saw an ad that said TV for sale, volume is stuck on high. Stuck on full. I thought to myself, I can't turn that down. You know it's good when your kids give you like a pity laugh. You've done your job with good quality joke. Yeah, and now I got more people I can shoot at. Great. Mask of Earth is lost. No. I just was taking too much damage. I wasn't doing enough damage to anyone else. I think Sam knows who the Black Eyed Peas are. He plays a lot of Just Dance. Right? You've seen Black Eyed Peas in Just Dance, right? They do the song I Got a Feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. Oh, Hero Mode. Yeah, they do Tonight, Time of My Life also. No, there it goes. Do that. I'm trying to think what else they do that you would know. Let's songs and Just Dance Unlimited. Apologize, everyone. We're gonna look something up real quick. Let's get out of the game scene. Let's go back to just chatting. Just Dance Unlimited songs. All right, we're gonna go to artist.
Let's see here. Don't feel down that much.
No, we're getting down. We're just going to Black Eyed Peas. Black Eyed Peas have a lot of songs in there. Blackpink, Blondie. Wait, are they not listed under Black Eyed Peas? Black. Boom. 2. The Black Eyed Peas. Oh, it's under the I Got a Feeling. The Time, Dirty Burt. Pump It.
I don't even know that song.
It's in Just Dance.
Well, I don't know.
Masquanada. Okay. Who else? I know that they did a song with Justin Bieber that I've done. I Got a Feeling crossover version. The Time Dirty Bit Extreme Vision. They did one song with Justin Bieber too. Nope. Oh, Will.i.am, that power. Will.i.am was a member of Black Eyed Peas. So he also did a Scream and Shout with Britney Spears.
Yes. Wait, what? Wait, they're all part of Black Eyed Peas now?
Will.i.am, who Will.i.am was a part of the Black Eyed Peas. He still is, I think.
Really?
And to answer your question, yes, when we actually do get around to doing the Just Dance, Sam will probably dance with us. If he's in the mood. It's up to him.
Yes.
It's up to him whether or not he wants to do it. Yeah, if he's got no other commitments, he might go do some Just Dance with us. I got a ton of lives. Why do you care how many lives I have? Do you want me to die? You're just for wondering. Night, Sam. Have a good one. Close the door on your way out, please. Oh, I just lost the Mask of Ice. I am not doing nearly as good as I would like to do right now. Here I'm acting like I'm completely invincible, and clearly I can die. Oh, wait. Hero mode. There we go. Yeah, Sam actually threw an East German judge joke in the other day. He was doing a presentation about basketball for his class, and he was talking about LeBron James, and the question was, is LeBron James the best player in basketball history, right? So a real controversial hot take he's doing right there. And so he's talking about it, and he's talking about, like, all those things, and then at the end of it, he was like, LeBron James is a 5 out of 5, and my wife and I were like, what do you mean 5 out of 5? What does that have to do with anything? Where are you getting these numbers? These are just made up things. How are you going to argue that he's a 5 out of 5 and Michael Jordan's a 4 out of 5? And he's like, like the East German judge. And it was like one of those moments where I was like, honey, we're going to have to let him have this. Kid who doesn't even know what East German is got what the East German judge was. I feel like this isn't the end. I'm gonna lose a lot of people this round, I think. Yep, my Mask of Ice has been lost. Oh, I can get it again though. Where is he? There. What is you just have to shoot a bunch of people until like the bad guy takes off his cloak of invincibility. Mask of Water lost. Alright, got one more time where I have to blow up people. So yeah, we just had to let Sam throw that in his presentation. And I really hope, like, the thing that would make me die of laughter is if, like, he says that, like, the teacher asks him that question, and he mentions the East German judge. And she just is like, what are they teaching this kid at home? Again, I think the East German judge is one of those kind of jokes that, like, you have to be old enough to remember the Olympics when East Germany was a thing. Like, you have to remember what it was like. Got him. Otherwise, it just doesn't make any sense. There it goes. Now, before I go touch that final mask, I'm gonna come over here and get this. So once I touch that final mask, that's it. Thus ends the level. I'm gonna see what happens if I hop on one of those. You never heard of the East German judge before your stream, so I had to Google it, which I did. You had no idea. See, and again, it's an obscure enough reference that I get. I get that no one, you know what I mean? Just as a kid, every Olympics, that East German judge, it'd be like, and we award the American 5 stars. Like, everyone would give him 5 stars. And the East German judge would be like, 2. Not messing around, man. Alright, I think that's all I need to do in here. Wait, no, there's another one back here. I got all 4. Holy Toledo, ladies and gentlemen, I have all 4 gold masks of this level. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Uh-oh, who's this dude? Looks like the alien. Oh, man. I feel like I've faced this person before in battle. Got him. See, look, Lone Wolf, you gave me a 4.95. That Eastern Judge a 1.18. I can't break a 2. Can't break a 2. I mean, it's designed not to break a 2, but I can't break a 2. Good joke. Ooh. Alright, let's go back up here. Let's buy some more stuff, yo. Let's max out all the weapons. We can do it now, I think. There we go. I think that's everyone. Yep, everyone. Okay, let's go back up here. Oh, we got that's huge. Should I just save up for that? Because I feel like that is something you need. The bonus levels, I feel like, are another things I'll worry about. But I feel like I want to save up now. I got to get to that 1.25. So I'm going to save up to that. 1.25. I've got everyone's abilities maxed out, pimped out, so to speak. I think we got time for one more level. Alright, so now we have done all of this. In terms, we got all the levels complete. 204. Back to the dessert. Jala's one of the names you remember as a kid. There you go. 2 more levels. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling. My dog's a little dehydrated. I'm a little dehydrated. I know you always want more craw time. Like, my goal is always to give you a 2-hour stream. Like, that's the goal. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be funny or not. Ancient Citadel. I feel like that was overkill for what I needed to do. Wait, was I supposed to go this way or was I supposed to go this way? I can't go this way, so that is the way I'm supposed to go. Yeah, you're never gonna get... So here's what I gotta do to get a 12-hour stream. Or a 24-hour stream. I gotta get the Lego Roman Colosseum. I get the Lego Roman Colosseum, the largest Lego set currently being sold. I will build it in one shot. I'll probably hate myself for it too, but I'll do that. That's my solemn vow, and I'm not getting that set anytime soon. House of Jacobs Gaming. That's the yes, that is the largest. So, okay, how do we define largest? I'm talking piece count. And there's no Lego set that has more pieces than the Lego Roman Colosseum. The rumor is that Lego's gonna top that because they're supposed to release a new every year they release what's known as the Ultimate Collector's Series new Star Wars set, a massive Star Wars set, and every year they release it. So a couple years back it was the Falcon, which I have, and I'm using as a weight loss tool. They did the Cantina recently. They did another one for the big ship that the Empire drives. It's like a pyramid, whatever that's called. Star Destroyer, maybe? And the rumor is that they're going to do an AT-AT version of one of those this year. And it's going to be bigger than the Roman Colosseum. And I don't know if I'd really want an AT-AT, to be honest. I'm just not that big of a Star Wars fan. I don't know where I would put it. I don't know where I would put such a massive thing. But I feel like the Roman Colosseum would look really good right there. Like, I've been saving that spot for my, whenever I get the Lego roller coaster. But I also think that the Colosseum would look really good on that table. Holy Toledo, it's King Plays YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking to a legend amongst people. Give a shout out, and the only way we know how to shout out, by go click on King Plays YouTube, give him a follow. And did I miss King of the Knobs popping in? I was just so talking with Lone Wolf about the largest set that I didn't even see King of the Knobs coming in. Give a big shout out. Show some love to both King of the Knobs. We got 2 kings in chat, y'all. 2 kings. I don't have that person. Damn it. But give them both some love. They're awesome people, both of them. King Plays YouTube, of course, does YouTube videos. And King of the Knobs is just, well, you know, King of the Knobs. Yeah, Lego is very distracting to me. So yeah, so I think if I ever got the Lego Roman Colosseum, which would look, again, really good in that spot behind me. Got them both. Yeah, we have been blessed, man. We got 2 kings in the chat. Yeah, I'm a little dehydrated right now. I'm not going to lie. A little dehydrated. I've been trying to drink and get my hydrate on. But it's just so hot right now. Humidity kicking my butt. That would be amazing to have one big... So here's the thing. That table back there is big, but it's not big enough for both of them. It's only the size for one. And so my thought process is, I'm going to get the, like, I really want the roller coaster. If I had to choose between the 2 sets, I would get the roller coaster. Because I do have a lot of the Lego amusement park sets. I have the Ferris wheel and the merry-go-round already. And so I feel like if I didn't have the roller coaster, I just would be doing it, I'd be doing it dirty, right? I feel like I need to have them all. Whereas when I think about the only reason I'd want the Lego Roman Colosseum is it's currently the biggest Lego set that they're making. But they're going to break that record. And when they break that record, am I still going to want that? Because now there's a bigger set. I mean, I'm not Italian, right? So I have no emotional connection to it, right? So again, think about, why do we have possessions? Why do we keep the possessions that we have? The only reason that would spark joy for me is because it's so big. I've never been to the Roman Colosseum, so it's not like I have great memories with the Roman Colosseum. I mean, one thing I do like about it is I was watching people build it, and it does have some very interesting building techniques. And I've always wanted to build more than the Roman Colosseum. I've always wanted to build a Lego Oakland Coliseum, and that would spark way more joy than the Roman Coliseum would. And I feel like putting that in that spot would actually be better. But I have to design, I have to put it together, and I have to buy the pieces, all those stuffs. Uh-oh. Yes, it's hot where I'm living, Para with this silent G. It is very hot here. It's been humid. We've got a redemption in the chat. Want to give a big shout out to King Plays for redeeming it. Redeeming table topics. Would you prefer to have many acquaintances or few close friends? I've actually lived a life with many acquaintances. Honestly. I've lived a life with many acquaintances. And I think one of the reasons why I've always preferred to live that type of life over having a close friends is because I feel like it gives me a breadth of things. When I was little, I had a series of best friends, and they were like my best friends. And something always happened that changed our dynamic. And we stopped being best friends. We go to a new school or something along those lines. And I just feel like when you think about friendships, there's really two types of friendships. You have friends, and then you have friends by convenience. And a friend by convenience can be a really great friend. It can be a person that you share, that you really have a strong connection to. But it's based upon a convenience. And as you lose that convenience, you guys have to work harder and harder to maintain that friendship. And I know people say, well, then it wasn't that good of a friend. No, that's shenanigans. Don't gatekeep closeness. Accept the convenience factor. You have a best friend. You go to school with them. Now you're in different schools. You lose that common connection. You lose the acquaintanceship. You lose the closeness. You lose the thing that got you there. As such, I feel like if you have a ton of acquaintances, you just have more options. When you limit yourselves to a couple of friends and you lose them, that's what I love about Twitch. I've got a lot of people I watch, and I swear a lot of people would think I'm their best friend on Twitch. Or they're my best friend on Twitch, you know. They're the person who I go to all the time. And I don't have the heart to tell them I've got so many best friends on Twitch. So yeah, that's why I would take that over a few. Let's get back to the game. Yes, the pirate roller coaster is pretty dope too. Oh, there he goes. That's not what I wanted to do. So yeah. That's why I want. I mean, I do think the roller coaster would spark more joy for me. And that's why I probably would want to have it. Got one of them. And I try to only buy the Lego sets that spark joy, right? Because there's so many of them. I mean, you could just break your wallet wide open trying to buy Lego sets every year. And I know people who do it. And God bless them. But yeah, I would love to build a replica of the Oakland Coliseum on that table. That would be my dream Lego project. I don't know why I'm doing all this right now. I should really figure out what this hero mode is for. We have mahalo for our friendships. Exactly. I don't know if you can be mahalo friends. Because mahalo is about a sense of gratitude. It's not quite thanks, but it's all about showing appreciation, all about making sure that you acknowledge its role. That's what Mahalo is. There it is. There's the... Yes. So the coaster one has a... You can do it with a hand crank. And then once it gets going and gets up to the top, it will use its own momentum to get all the way down. Or if you are super lazy and don't want to... No, Ohana is family. Ohana is family. Like in the movie Lilo and Stitch. Not trying to shame you there, buddy, but everyone knows that line from that movie. That's what Yoga Ohana. That's what his name means. It's the yogi family. What was my train of thought? There. This one's a better one shot. Where was my train of thought? Yeah. King of the Ops. To be fair, if I legitimately call someone a friend, I very much value and I'm grateful for them. So it would not just still count for Mahalo. True. No, that is very much that's very good. That's very much true. No, I agree with you on that. Yes, Ohana friendship. Exactly. But yeah. So, I mean, I know I was talking about the roller coaster. So you can buy extra Lego pieces to motorize it. And I think that's one of the things I would love is about the roller coasters. I would have it in the background of all of my webcams while I'm at work. Like this camera you're seeing me on, this is not my work web camera. It's just the web camera that I use for streaming only because it requires a USB 3.0. And while my work computer is a USB 3.0 and my personal computer is a USB 3.0, I cannot get a USB 3.0 switcher to work with it. And I kept getting more and more expensive, beefier, higher tech USB 3.0 switchers until I got to the point where I was like, dude, I can just buy a second webcam. And so I have the second webcam, and I love my second webcam. But if I ever had a couple $100s to blow again, and I already had the Lego roller coaster, I would 100% unquestioned get myself a second one of these fancy schmancy webcams. And I know Harris Hellers would say, don't spend money and get a high-end webcam. I know that's what Harris Heller would tell you to do. Spend your money and get a DSLR and do all that stuff. I'm like, dude, I conceptually 100% agree with you. That having a nice DSLR camera is better than having a webcam. And the difference is I already have a nice DSLR camera. And it doesn't work as a webcam. Because it's old enough DSLR. So like, oh, if it's old enough, it's not that good anymore. No, I'm sorry. It's good enough what it is. But I also look at how often I use it. I don't use it. I can't justify sinking another $2-3 grand into getting a new DSLR camera that I'm going to use. So that's why, if I had to choose between spending an extra $300 to get this camera a second time right here for work purposes, I 100% would do that. And then, even better, I could use this secondary camera that I have now as a third webcam. I don't know what I would use as a third webcam for, but I would have the option. Knowing me, I probably would just, yeah. I probably actually would never use the second webcam. Oh no, I probably would for my Lego building streams, because that's the hassle. That's the hassle. When I talk to other streamers about what they would want to do to improve their stream, often it comes down to is they don't want to have any technical problems. They don't want to have any more glitches. They want to be able to turn on the computer and have everything work. And that's what I absolutely love right now about my stream. I turn it on and everything works. Right? Because I have a webcam. Right? The only times that ever something doesn't go 100% according to plan is when I am using my second webcam. Sometimes it gets a little iffy. But I've done it enough now that I know the tricks to make sure that it works. No. So the problem comes down to the bandwidth issue in a USB 3.0 switcher. I contacted AverMedia themselves. I said, hey, this is the problem I'm running into. What do you suggest? And they're like, don't use a switcher. Like, that was what they told me to do. They're like, just don't. They're like, it requires too much bandwidth. USB 3.0 is never going to work very well with a switcher. Especially on something like a webcam. Which is also one of the reasons I'm hesitant to do a USB microphone. Because I would love to have a USB microphone. I think it would be a lot of fun to have that. Don't get me wrong, I love my lavalier microphone. It's a good microphone. It cost me only $60, and I think it sounds great. But hero mode. There it is. Nope. So yeah. They told me, yeah, just don't use one. But it would be nice to have a second. So yeah, so that's one of the things. I mean, I have all my stuff plugged in. It all works. I never have to swap things out. I never have to plug things in. I never have to do anything. It all sits and works. I have a USB 2.0 switcher for my keyboard and my secondary camera. And I just love that everything works every single time I turn it on. And I know that if I got a second a second one of these web cameras, which again, I love this web camera, it's a good webcam. And I had to unplug it from my work computer, plug it into my streaming PC for when I'm probably was not the right decision. Yeah, I want to go back. Please let me go back. Please let me go back. Okay, it lets me go back. Good. That would just be one of those things that could cause problems. Like, I'm trying to get to the point where I don't have to set up for my stream anymore. Like, that's the dream. That's the goal. Like, right now, I absolutely love, right? I want to turn off my lights. I have switches on my desk to turn off my lights. Not this one or the ones behind me. I'm still working on those. But I absolutely love that I can just flip the switches right here. Yes, switches cannot run a full 3.0 bandwidth. That's precisely the problem. Oh, there's something over here I had to get. I'm like, I even called, was it B&H, your friendly experts that you see advertising all over ads. I still can't figure out how to get into this. There that goes. Right, and I talked to them, right? Because, you know, their ads are all like, get us on the phone. We'll tell you what you need to do to fix everything. And I bought it from them. It still didn't work. So I'm not saying their ads are a lie. I'm just saying it wasn't as easy as they made it seem it would be. So yeah, that would be, I think that'd be the one thing, is understanding that I have to plug it in, plug it out every single time I wanted to do my stream. Like, that's one of the reasons I'm so excited about playing Lego Bionicle Heroes, is because it's on the 360. And I have the 360 already up here in my office, plugged in. It just works. When I play a game that's on my Xbox One, I gotta go get it from downstairs, I gotta bring it up here, I gotta get the cables, I gotta plug it in. Right? Again, it's the amount of work you have to do, the path of the least resistance. There it goes. Okay. Okay, cool. So yeah. That's oh. There's something over here too. Okay, I know what, this is what I wanted to do anyway. And King, I'm sure you recognize that, you know. Viva's got her stream, and she, you know, every stream she probably has to set something up for her stream. I just want to be in the point where I can turn it on and play. Because anytime you have that resistance, you have those things that are between you and just turning it on and playing, it becomes barriers that you have to overcome. Right? So like that's one of the barriers for like working out, for instance, right? And this type of stuff they talk about all the time with Weight Watchers. Right? What are your barriers you have to overcome? What are the things keeping you from working out every day? What are the things keeping you from maintaining your diet every day? And I'm not saying streaming is overboard, but like when I was doing workout streams in the basement, yes, by the way, Lone Wolf, I used to do workout streams in the basement. One of the barriers was that I had to set up my workout space every time. And that got painful very quickly. And one of the reasons I was setting up every time is I didn't want to have, you know, just your standard basement health and fitness stream where it's like, here's my concrete walls. I want to have like a nice background. And I keep debating if I want to go like really fancy schmancy up my workout area so it looks nice, like it's, you know, yoga with Jen and whatnot. I don't know if I ever want to do that again though. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I think it's just more of a there's only so much streaming that I can do in a day. And would I rather stream this or stream working out? Lone Wolf, I know your answer. I know your answer. Lone Wolf, I am very honored that you would send me those things, but do not worry. Do not worry. I do not accept any financial contributions to the channel. I donate everything. So if you ever did buy me one of those sets, I would donate it. But mahalo for the positive thoughts. Mahalo, my friend. You can be paying what you want to go live, stuff doesn't work, but that's honestly pretty hard to do if you're streaming PCs and production PC you use for other stuff. And you run the risk of more issues from natural corruption, programs, yeah, exactly. 100%. Well, I mean, so when I think about what my PC does besides streaming, I mean, it does video production, and it does some other stuff, right? I stream the web, I go on Zoom with it. I do some web page editing. I don't do anything ridiculous on it, right? It is very much a very much, mostly a streaming PC. But again, as you know, King, before I started streaming and decided to get into it, I was very content using a Windows 7 machine because it did all the things I needed it to do. Exactly. When I think of the programs I'm going to install on my machine in the next 10 years, I can't think of one. They're already there. They're already on the computer. I know you would be bummed. That's why I'm not giving you that information, my friend. I know, because I'd want to build it. I think it's more along the lines of going back to what's my why, right? Why am I streaming? Why is it something that values me? Well, the friendships is one of it, but at the end of the day, I want to make decisions on what I stream and how I stream based solely on my growth. I don't want to be making decisions on what I stream based upon what I need to do to grow my channel. If I grow my channel, it's a happy coincidence as far as I'm concerned. And because I do think a lot of streamers, they find that anxiety, that pressure, because they want to grow their stream. So they're saying, okay, I'm streaming Wednesday nights at 7. I've got 3 people. You know, if I did it at 5, I could get up to 10 people maybe, right? Because their motivation is to grow their stream, which is natural. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that as your motivation. I'm just saying I don't ever want to be saying I'm doing this thing because someone else wants me to do this. I always want to be able to say I am doing this stream today because this is a stream I want to do, and it will be the best stream I can do because it is me. It's what I want. Right? Like, if I was really worried, do you think about my viewers, do you think I'd be playing Lego Bionicles? One, I love that you're here, Lone Wolf. I love that Toa of Pi, when he's here because, again, he's another person that gets really geeked out for this game because he knows so much about that. Also, everyone go follow him, Toa of Pi. Great person. Phenomenal voice. Just, you could listen to him read the phone book. He should be a morning radio DJ somewhere with that voice. Got him. Well, no, I mean... So, I mean, I recognize that one of the reasons I am so practical about what I want to do with my stream is because I'm in a position where I can afford to do that. I know that for a lot of people, they're streaming hopefully to make some bucks off of it, right? Because everyone could use a side hustle. Everyone can use a side hustle. There's nothing wrong with that mindset. And honestly, if it wasn't for channel points, I probably would give it my affiliate contract, honestly. I just love channel points so much. They're fun. And the alternative to channel points, like what House of Jacobs Gaming is going through, they're not nearly as fun. I'm gonna say it. Not nearly as fun in my mind. I like seeing the number. Well, so ultimately it goes back to, so when I think about what makes someone a good streamer, it is them finding out what makes them awesome and exploiting them, right? So when I think about NetMeggy is a phenomenal streamer because she knows what makes her amazing and she exploits who she is phenomenally. Right? It's not a criticism for me to say that. She understands. She gets who she is. That's her unique value proposition. And I think every time you stray from your unique value proposition by doing something on stream that someone else wants that you're not comfortable doing, playing a game that will get you more views, streaming at a time when it is not then those are things, those become pressure objects, which are going to build up stress, which are going to build up anxiety. Which is why I don't want that. I never want to say to the people watching me, I can't stream tonight because I am getting anxiety about streaming. I'm happy to say, hey, I can't stream tonight because I got a lot of stuff going on in my personal life that's I can't commit the time. Or, hey, I can't do it right now because I'm a little stressed out with some other stuff that's unrelated to streaming. But streaming is a stress relief, not a stress builder. Right, so going back to the idea. Lone Wolf, you send me even a $5 Lego set. Let's not even talk about a $500 Lego set, right? $5 Lego set. Something that you didn't even spend $5 on. You got for free because you bought a bunch of other Lego sets. I would feel pressure every stream to build that until I built it. Every stream. I would be like, why have I not built this yet? Lone Wolf gave this to me. And so every stream until then, there would be this anxiety building up in me. Like an unreturned text message. An unreturned email. You dodging a phone call from your mother. Right? Think about how all those things affect you emotionally. And I don't want my stream to be like that. Oh, I have a missed call from my wife. Oh, I have to go move my daughter. I'll be right back.
Dad will be right back.
Dad will be right back.
He might use the bathroom.
He might get a snack.
He might move Audrey.
He might move Sam to his bedroom.
He might move Maggie.
He might go to get a snack or a drink in 5 minutes.
He might be right back in 1 minute or
2 minutes.
3 minutes.
4 minutes.
5 minutes.
6 minutes.
7 minutes.
8 minutes.
9 minutes.
10 minutes.
Or an hour. If you see a streamer's name pop up in the chat, he might come to rate someone.
He might just come to go. He might just come to go to the bathroom also. And please don't say he needs to go poop.
And he was ready for the grand finale. And we all shout, he's gonna be right back.
He's gonna be right back.
Dad will be right back.
Dad will be right back.
He might use the bathroom.
He might get a snack.
He might move Audrey.
He might move Sam to his bedroom.
He might move Maggie.
He might go to get a snack or a drink in 5 minutes.
He might be right back in 1 minute or
2 minutes.
3 minutes.
4 minutes.
5 minutes.
6 minutes.
7 minutes.
8 minutes.
9 minutes.
10 minutes.
Or an hour. If you see a streamer's name pop up in the chat, he might come to rate someone.
He might just come to go. He might just come to go to the bathroom also. And please don't say he needs to go poop.
And he was ready for the finale. And
So, fun fact, I put my glasses down and I don't know exactly where I put them. So, this is going to be fun. No. So again, going back to the idea that, you know, I mean, I used to have that Saturday stream. I loved the Saturday stream. It was a lot of fun. It got me into a different time slot, allowed me, people who normally don't get to watch my stream could watch my stream. But was becoming a time crunch. It was becoming difficult for me. There was stress associated with it. You know, I'd go live and my wife would start counting down the minutes until I would be done. And if I wasn't done in an appropriate time frame, I'd start getting text messages and questions asked. It just was like, the Saturday stream wasn't worth it anymore. Wasn't worth it for me anymore. So yeah, that's where we stopped it. But you have to have that. You have to understand that. And so again, going back to the idea, Lone Wolf, and again, mahalo from the deepest level of myself that you would want to give me a Lego set that I cherish and I would love. I just would hate that feeling of disappointment that I didn't build it in time for you, or the idea that I built it and you weren't able to watch. That would crush me. From the bottom of my heart, that would crush me. That would create so much unnecessary stress. Like when people subscribe to me, I feel like, do I have good emotes for them to use? Am I giving them good content? I feel that, and I'm not even keeping the money. That money goes to charity. And the more I can get away from that mindset, the easier and longer I believe my career as a streamer will last. The longer it will last. Alright, so we're done with the level. We're going to go buy a bunch of stuff up in this. Oh, we're not buying anything in the stuff because we have to get to $1.25 million. Value perceived. Anyone that gives you money believes you're worth it, regardless if you wonder. Yes, no, I agree and completely with that. No, I mean, value is always perceived. But I don't want to get... It's so complex. It's so complex. It really is. It really is. And again, I apologize. I have no idea my glasses are right now. So if I'm missing anything in the chat, I apologize. I have scotopic sensitivity syndrome, which is a light sensitivity disorder. And so I have extremely good vision in dark areas, especially when I'm not wearing my glasses. So, I mean, I leave the room, I took my glasses off immediately because I can walk through this completely dark house and know exactly where everything is because I can practically see everything like it's the light of day. But right now, I don't have my glasses on. I feel like I'm being blinded by all these lights. So I want to apologize right up front for that. All right, let's go find someone to raid, shall we? I'm going to try it different ways. My eyes take in way more extra light. Way more light. Like almost twice the light that most people take in. It's not a good thing for me not to wear my glasses for a long period of time. It's about 30 minutes, and then I'll start feeling a really bad headache. Let's see. First, I want to see if anyone is playing Lego Bionicle Heroes. Let's start with that. This is very awkward because I can hear myself now. Mute site. There it goes. Okay, let's see. Because I want to raid within the category. I am the only person streaming in this category. Big shock there. There's only 232 followers. All right, let's go. I'm trying something new because this is me giving myself a growth opportunity. Let's go to my following. Who do we have? Do I really only have like 6 people on? Oh, nuts. That was my overview tab. Sorry. Nope. Ooh, this one might be the one we're going to. Oh, we have an amazing stream. I'm so torn. I am so torn right now. I'm going to leave it up to you guys. I'm going to leave it up to y'all. I've got 4 amazing streamers, all of whom I would love to share and bring you guys to. So we're going to put it into the chat. I know there's only like 2 or 3 of you guys here, so If you guys agree, it'll make my life easier. If you don't agree, I'm not even gonna put it to time. I'm gonna ask y'all. All right, here are your options. A new streamer who I literally heard about today, who loves Lego Dimensions. That's your first option. Your second option, a person who is having, in my mind, the most amazing multi-streamer scene right now. It's a phenomenal scene. It's awesome. I couldn't be happier. They're going to bring so much joy. A Just Dancer, that's your third option. And I've never had the honor of rating this person because they usually stream in the mornings, and I watch them literally every morning. So it's new to y'all, but I've known them for a while. So those are your four options. So does anyone have any preference? I'm torn. I'm so torn. I'm so torn. I'm easy by leaving a lurk, so not so fussy. Okay. We're gonna go raid someone who I've known for probably about a month now. They do generally 2 streams a day. In the mornings, they will read a book and then play a video game based on the book. So right now they're reading The Hobbit, so they'll read The Hobbit for about 20 minutes or so, and then they'll play Lego The Hobbit for about 40 minutes or so, and that's the morning stream. And it's awesome fun. And then in the evenings, they play more adult games. He's an actor. Aloha, Para. It's a pleasure to have you here. He's an actor in his spare time. He's based in Chicago. He's getting married sometime soon. He's recently engaged, and he's twitching for his wedding. It's an absolute delight to watch him almost every morning. I hope you guys are as excited about this as I am, because I really cannot speak more highly enough about this person. I'm talking, of course, about Stick Knockwell. Right now they're playing Horizon Zero Dawn, which is kind of a cool game. I've never gotten to play it because it's on PlayStation, and I'm an Xbox person. And I think if it's not on Xbox, God doesn't want me to play the game. So let's go raid Stick. Mahalo for being here from the bottom of my heart. Mahalo for being part of this journey, helping me become a better communicator through streaming. And with that, why is not? Did I hit the wrong button? I hit that. I hit start raid. All right. How about we do it this way? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I can raid on here. That's why. For something's happening. Okay, I can raid now. So, aloha.